Namaste, welcome to my channel. Today's video is about submission of list of candidates for class 10 and 12 examination 2023-24, which is issued by Dr. Sanyam Bharadwaj sir, the controller of examination, CBSE. Madam or sir, submission of the list of candidates for class 10-12 is the most important activity towards preparation for the conduct of board's examination every year. For the session 2023-24, the activity submission of data of eligible candidates through LOC shall start from 18th August 2023. So 18th August 2023 means tomorrow onwards. And submission LOC shall be done through the e-Pariksha link given on the CBSE website. Yes, website is given here. Go through that. Then https cbse.government.in. Then submission of the LOC within the schedule is very important. Further, the submission of correct data of the students is highly important to avoid future problem to the students. The schools are therefore requested to plan the timely submission of data of the students. Schools have also to ensure that the filled in data is correct. Yes, they should see that the filled data is correct. The following actions are to be taken for the registration of students in the list of candidates. There are various details or information in the list of candidates, and without understanding which schools will not be able to fill the LOC. There are various informations are there. So this circular says that the principal should convene a meeting to give the information to the persons and teachers who are assigned the responsibility to complete the LOC, in which the circular is discussed in detail, and after proper understanding of this, LOC should be filled. So meeting should be held regarding the guidelines of the submission of the LOC. Only those students shall be allowed to appear for class 10 and 12 board examination in session 2023-24, whose names will be submitted through the online process submission of LOC as explained in the circular. So, we are looking forward who are the candidates. Those candidates shall be allowed to appear. So, here principals and schools should ensure that candidates sponsored are their own regular and bona fide students only. No bona fide student's name is left unsponsored. All the bona fide students and their regular students should be there. Nobody should be exempted, left over. Then left unsponsored. Students are not from any unauthorized or unaffiliated schools. Should not be allowed. Students are regularly attending classes in your school. Then students are not registered with any other school education board in addition to CBSE. The students are eligible for appearing in the board examinations for classes 10 and 12 as per provisions of examination bylaws. So in the case of students of class 12, it is essential to confirm that they have passed their class 10 examination from a recognized school education board only. So from about the plus 2 children, they should have got their 10th standard examination from a recognized school education or board only on or before the academic year 2022. Then, the essence of the issue is that all those students who are eligible as per examination bylaws of the CBSE should only be sponsored for board examination. In this context, your attention is also invited to provisions of para 14.2, the affiliation bylaws 2018, which are as follows. So it is mandatory for every affiliated schools to follow the examination bylaws, which is mentioned in 14.2. So, about the 14.2, we can go through 14.21, 14.21. So, 2.1. Every affiliated school shall present a list of the number of students and their particulars in respect of classes 9, 10, 11 and 12 at the time of the beginning of an academic session in the manner prescribed by the board. They should present a list of number of students regarding the particulars about 9, 10, 11, 12. As we know, we used to register in 9th standard and 11th standard. So, no affiliated school shall present the candidates to the board's examination who are not on its roll. So, they should be in the rolls. No affiliated school shall present the candidates to the board examination who are enrolled in an unaffiliated school or branch. So, they should come from affiliated school or branch. No affiliated school shall present the candidates to the board's examination who are on its roll but have not attended the school regularly. So those who are not attended school regularly or do not meet the requirements of minimum attendance for appearance in the board examination, they are not allowed. Then every affiliated school shall sponsor regularly its bona fide and eligible students in boards class 10 and 12 examinations from the year mentioned while granting of affiliation or upgradation regularly without break or inform with the reasons thereof in writing well in time about the non-sponsoring of the candidates. So, the candidates should regularly, the schools should sponsor regularly its bona fide and eligible students in boards class 10 and 12 examination from the year mentioned while granting of affiliation or upgradation. If it is not done, inform with the reasons thereof in writing well in time about the non-sponsoring of the candidates. The school affiliated to the board shall not send candidates for examination of any other board or university. It shall prepare candidates for the secondary and senior secondary examinations of the CBSE only. Then all schools need to ensure that bylaws, rules of the CBSE are being followed in letter and spirit of submission of the list of candidates, availability of classrooms and the teachers. In a section, 40 students are allowed and the section teachers ratio is 1:1.5. Further, the number of sections cannot exceed the number of permitted by the board. So, each section, it should be 40 students. Some exceptions are there. It is written there. That is, however, section strength up to 45 students are allowed, permitted by the board for 3 years only, 24, 25, 26. Only 3 years only it is allowed. That is, it can up to 45 students and towards realignment as a special measure-wide circular number, that is circular 2023 dated 2nd August 2023, which is available on the web link. Then all schools therefore advised to go through the circular meticulously and fill in the data in the OASIS accordingly. So therefore schools should go through the circular properly and fill the OASIS. Then, the newly affiliated schools that have not received their password or instructions should contact the concerned regional office of the CBSE for obtaining the same. So, the new schools should get the password from the regional office. Upon receiving the password, schools are advised to change the password. They can change the password, but it should be confidential to avoid misuse, and maintaining the safety of the password shall be the sole responsibility of the schools. The board is extending several exemptions, concessions to the candidates with the disabilities as defined in the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. And in this context, the schools may refer to the communications available on the link. Is that link also given? That is, according to the Circular 2019, Circular number 5, PDF list. Then next it is that the category of CWSN, that is children with special needs. Students shall be carefully selected and submitted the LOC to ensure that applicable relaxation during the conduct of examination can be provided to these students in an automated manner. Yes, it should, that is CWSN, the student, they should be selected and submitted in the LOC to ensure their relaxation, to get relaxation to children. of those who need the special needed children. Schools will ensure that the names of all such students are sponsored by taking necessary action and approvals. Requests from the schools and students will not be accepted once the schedule is over and LOC is submitted. So it should ensure before itself, after submitting LOC, this request cannot be taken into account. Features of online system for submission of LOC. Before proceeding with the submission of LOC, existing schools shall have to update the data on OASIS and HPE portal. That is HPE portal, that is Health and Physical Education portal. Only those TGTs, PGTs who are teaching classes 9, 10, 11, 12 respectively should be listed as TGT and PGT to ensure the appointment of eligible evaluators. Yes, those who are teaching in class 9, 10, 11 and 12 should be appointed for eligible evaluators for quality evaluation. Accordingly, in OASIS, the classes taught by the teachers need to be clearly filled in by the schools. The names of the teachers who are left the school should be deleted. Those who left by retirement or some other reason, their data should be deleted. Simultaneously, names of teachers whose names are not figured in the existing data shall be included. Yes. It may be ensured that the full names of all teachers shall be filled in the OASIS. Abbreviations should not be used. If abbreviations are given, it will be considered as incorrect data provided by the schools. No salutations, etc. shall be prefixed with the names. Then new schools have to first enter the information on the OASIS portal. Thereafter, submit the data on the HPE portal. After completing activities, both they should submit LOC data. So, OASIS, then HPE, then LOC. The information on OASIS should be filled in very carefully, as schools will not be allowed to change the declared section strength of students after submission of LOC. It should be information about the OASIS should be done carefully. It will not be allowed to change the declared sections. The number of students sponsored by the school should be in proportion to the number of teachers appointed in the school. It will be a responsibility of the school to relieve the teachers for evaluation. So the teachers who are sponsored by the school should be in proportion to the students, and it is their responsibility to send the teachers for evaluation in accordance with the number of candidates sponsored in each subject. Schools will be able to finalize LOC data only when they have the first submitted data on the HPE portal. So HPE portal, they have to submit the data. The link of the HPE portal is available on the CBSE website. A confirmation number will be generated after the successful filling of data on the HPE portal. So after the confirmation, they will get a successful number will be generated. Schools are requested to keep this confirmation number safe for future reference. Schools who had not uploaded the photographs of their students in class 9 and 10, 9 and 11, registration shall have to upload the same before the final submission of LOC. Newly affiliated schools shall also have to upload photographs of their bona fide students. The correct procedure for uploading the photographs is given in Annexure E. The hardware, software and manpower requirements in schools for effective use of CBSE's IT application portals are given in section 25 of the framework and significant guidelines in the context of the secondary and senior school certificate examination issued by the board. Then, so Annexure E, correct procedure for uploading photograph is given in Annexure E. Then, it may be noted that while submitting LOC for classes 10 and 12, schools will be shown the data of the same students which are submitted by them in the previous year. Yes, when submitting LOC of 10 and 12, it should be the correct information what is given in 9 and 11. Because 9th children will become the 10th and 11th will become the 12th standard students. So schools are advised to delete the students who have moved out and those, because of the transfer, some other reasons, schools can add the students also only after getting approval from the regional office. I think like that is who have been admitted to schools in class 10 and 12 under the direct admission category only after obtaining the approval from the concerned regional office as per board's rules. Then schools shall have to complete the LOC submission process online only. The facility of data filling in downloaded Excel files is not available in the LOC submission module, as only minor corrections are allowed in LOC. So schools shall have to complete the LOC submission process online only, and the facility of data filling in downloadable Excel files is not available. So the LOC submission modules has only minor corrections are allowed in LOC. So students of class 10 and 12 of the previous academic session seeking readmission in respective class shall be considered as readmission cases and procedure as defined for direct admission. Is those children who left the previous academic year seeking readmission, those who are seeking readmission, they should also go through the direct admission cases and will be applicable, and thus the same be followed by the schools. So this means that they should get due approval from the concerned regional office. As per Rule 6.1a and 3 of the examination bylaws, the school shall ensure that the student satisfies the requirements of age limit, minimum and maximum as determined by the state or union territory, and applicable to the place where the school is located while seeking admission in a class. Then in a class, many organizations and states are awarding the scholarships based on the financial status of this. This information about the annual income of the parents should be collected as given by them. The schools should not demand ITR or other income proof, etc. from the parents. Then, as per affiliation bylaw, schools can offer any academic subject in class 11 and 12. Except the subject requiring the laboratory work. So in subjects where laboratory work is involved, school is required to seek approval in case the same has not been taken earlier. So they should get seek approval if it is not taken earlier. Academic subject in which laboratory work is not required could be offered by updating the same as in the OASIS. Then, as per CBSE Circular number 38/2021, no formal permission is required by the affiliated schools for introducing skill subjects. Yes, there is no formal permission for skill subjects at any level. Then, in accordance to the scheme of studies, the board has prescribed a list of valid, invalid combinations of subjects. Yes, valid and invalid subject combinations have been given by the CBSE. So the school should check the subjects before filling the subjects in LOC as per Annexure X for class 10 and Annexure K for class 12. When they are for the valid or invalid combination, they should check H for Annexure X for class 10 and Annexure K for class 12. Details of all students should be submitted only in one lot for each fee slab. Is all this fees should be in one slab only, not separate slab is allotted. Then in earlier years, schools were required to send the signed copy of finalized data of LOC of class 10 and 12 to the concerned regional office. From the year 2021 onwards, this practice has been done away with. Now LOC will be uploaded on the system provided with the e-signature. Now it should not be sent to regional office. Now LOC will be uploaded on the system provided with the e-signature linked with the Aadhaar of the principal. It may be ensured that the data uploaded is fully correct. No updation of data will be permitted by the CBSE after its final submission. Then no window for correction in the uploaded data will be made available. Uploading correct data is the responsibility of the school concerned. The link for submission of the online online form for private and second chance will be issued separately. Now, for the online submission LOC, sufficient time is being given, so schools may upload the data at their convenience, but within the schedule only. They can upload the data on a number of occasions and save it. Yes, number of times they can save it, not the entire thing together. They can upload and save it, and however they need to submit the data on or before the last date along with the fee. No change in the data will be allowed once it is submitted. And the online submission shall close 11:59 midnight of the designated dates. Schools are therefore advised to complete the online submission LOC well in time to avoid the possibility of slow connection or the failure of connection or some other problems. The last date for each activity is fixed and no extension will be made on the last date. Hence, schools are requested. So schools are Yes, and the last date to activity fixed. No extension will be made on the last date. Hence, schools are requested to complete the activity within the school date and time. Then, after submission of LOC, no request. After the submission of LOC, no request for change of subject, admission class 10 and 12, except on transfer cases, and concessions for CWSN shall be considered by the board. Then, in the event of any difficulty, the concerned regional office may be conducted. While uploading data, schools should doubly ensure the correctness of the following. What are they? The spelling of the name of the student, mother's name, father's name or guardian's name, and admission as per admission withdrawal register maintained by the school, date of birth according to the register maintained by the school, subject combinations should be correct, subject code should be given correctly, carefully, especially in the case of class 10. Especially in the case of class 10, you can see there are two subjects, Hindi A and B, Urdu A and B, Mathematics, Standard Maths and Basic Maths. Then in class 12, Hindi core and Hindi elective, English core and English elective, Sanskrit core and Sanskrit elective, Urdu core and Urdu elective, then mathematics and applied mathematics in the case of plus 2. So subject code should be carefully written, and many schools are approaching CBSE to change subjects after submission of LOC. So such requests shall not be accepted and subjects will not be changed. And a circular with all the data of various activities, example direct admission, change of subjects, and submitting applications for granting facilities to CWSN, candidates etc. is being issued separately. Then submission of data in OASIS. Schools are expected to keep their data on OASIS portal updated at all times. However, once again, the school may complete update the information on OASIS portal before finalization of their LOC data. It is mandatory to complete update OASIS data before submission of LOC. Yes, OASIS should be completed before LOC submission. So board has prescribed a scheme of students. Board has prescribed a scheme of student studies which is available in the curriculum on the link. Is this the link given? Curriculum 2024. For secondary and senior secondary classes, schools are requested to offer the subjects in accordance with the scheme of studies only. It is expected that the schools will read the guidelines carefully. Yes, the schools read them carefully, collect the correct data of the students, submit them saying correctly. Efforts in uploading correct data will help in providing correct subject question papers to the candidates, and also in providing documents with the correct particulars, which will also reduce the cases of corrections in the personal data of the candidates after declaration of results. Yes, regarding the question paper, regarding the seat arrangement, all this that the subject should be correct, names should be given, number should be given. It is very essential for the smooth running of the examination. So instructions to the schools. Instructions to the schools not yet submitted the compliance. The schools whose applications under different categories in SARAS have been allowed conditionally and who have not yet submitted complaints shall be allowed to fill LOC this year for 2024 examinations. The stipulated period for submission of complaints for such schools shall be extended and communicated to them. However, in case they fail to submit complaints in the extended period, they shall be barred from filling the LOC for examination to be held in 2025. That is issued by our controller of examination, Dr. Sanyam Bharadwaj sir. Thank you all. I just read it that only. Majority of the principals or teachers used to tell me that as I read it, it is just they will get an idea about it, and after they can scrutinize it. And some of them used to say that they will own that video, they will listen it while they do the household chores. And I just went through that only. And be careful. Once you are doing properly, do that carefully, you do that without mistake. Most of our mistakes will used to come, but the parents should be careful, students should be careful, teachers should be careful about it. Then the burden of the CBSE can be reduced. Thank you all. Thanks a lot.